It's so Chattisfying.
Hello, Motherfunsters, and welcome to episode 10 of Chattisfying, a podcast made by streamers and content creators on YouTube and stuff, all about streaming and content creating and YouTube and stuff for you. Yes, you, whoever you are.
Great finesse.
Mostly for streamers and content creators, but anyone who wants to watch it's good fun. It's good fun. It's a good time. My name is Mellar, and I'm your host. Our amazing co-host, the Hairy Hippo, is here as always.
This is like the 11th one. You still struggle with the intro. Your face goes red and everything. It's glorious. I love it.
It's the most nerve-wracking part of the show, Hippo, because we haven't got into the flow. And please, everyone, join me in welcoming our guest today, Corion82.
Hey, baby.
It's just us, the eye thing.
Hello, Harry.
Hello.
It's good to see you.
It is good to
With your
see you.
shirt on.
Yeah, well, just to be fair, it is nice to be clothed for once.
Should I be worried?
We have a thing. It's fine.
maybe
Harry
we
gets
won't
so
talk about
hot
it.
when he's streaming, so
I do.
Hippo
I'm already feeling very uncomfortable right now. So, you know.
Well, let's start talking a bit about then Corion82. So let's, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself to our lovely viewers, let us know everything about Corion82, your YouTube channel.
I'm a fan of
your
Corion
Twitch.
as well, by the way.
Mm.
Just
Yes.
throwing it out there.
So yeah.
Oh, we're doing that? Well, the fun thing started. Oh, good. I think I'm in my third attempt at streaming, and the first run I would say was back during PlanetSide 2 when it came out. I made a few videos called Crazy Tank Mines, in which I would just do short clips of dropping out of the air and blowing up people's vehicles. And I kind of try to stream it a few times because someone else was doing it. And, they always did like so much better. So it was like, so that was demoralizing. And then I got into 7 Days to Die. And I was streaming that thing like back in like the pre-alpha early. I mean, some of the first videos put out for that game were mine. I think got like 500,000 views on YouTube from my 7 Days to Die videos. It was like, pretty darn good. Like something like 10, 20 people showing up in chat. It was amazing. It was like, yeah, this is great. I'm really motivated. And then I switched to a different game. And I went from like, 10 to 20 to 1. And anyone who's ever tried streaming for the first time, if you have any kind of like successful and demoralized.
Yeah.
And I can't be a one game person. I move around. I like an ADHD hummingbird on an energy drink that shoots Red Bull directly into your veins.
From your eyes.
Don't do it, Corion. Don't do it. Don't whip out your eyes, all right? Don't do it.
I know. I put it away. I could bring it back up. No, I would have to set it up. I'd have to set it up. But I did have the eye set up, and I even had it spaced for me.
Oh my. So you mentioned obviously you're on your third attempt at streaming. So when you say attempt, did you like just have a break, or did you actually like come back with a completely different name and different branding and all that?
Oh no. I just took breaks. Actually, I started with Justin TV. The reason it's 82, I actually owned Corion and Corion82. I actually have both.
Right.
But that was back during the Justin TV and Twitch TV days, and then they merged it. And then by that time, I've already started streaming a little bit, and I started building back up. And I've tried a few times to get them to like flip them, but you would have to change the name on one, and 6 months later, hope you can change the other one. So I just left it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Although I do have the Corion Twitter handle, and did you know that there's cryptocurrencies that people have invented called Corion?
No.
I've told them I'll sell them my Twitter for $1 million, but they never get back to me.
Maybe one day.
I get random tweets from like crypto things. Like, no, you want to stop by the channel?
Are you sure they're not just spam? Because I mean, everyone gets like, "Hey, check out this crypto."
No, it's like a press release announcement, and they're tagging me.
Oh wow!
Like, no.
Maybe it's because you're so rich in content. That's why they think you'd do Etsy.
Rich in content, poor in currency.
So you mentioned obviously you took stream breaks. How long are we talking?
Well, not like terribly too long. I mean, it was like I would say few months, year in between. So, but I would say when I say breaks, I mean like actively try the stream. I mean to the point of like you're talking about like 16-hour day super streams is nonstop streaming because someone always said, if you want to be successful, it's ABS, always be streaming. And then on my third go, I took a much more healthy approach, and I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna do what I want. And if people somehow stumble in, I'll apologize greatly, and then keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, there was a lot of advice around a few years ago, wasn't there? It was like you got to be grinding, you got to be live all the time.
It was very bad, unhealthy advice.
It's not just unhealthy.
I feel better about it. And right now, I'm trying to balance work, college, doing classes, and streaming. And sometimes, I know everyone gets that guilt of, I need to be streaming, and I'm like, nope, I've kind of overcome that a bit.
What are you studying?
I am actually going in for computer programming.
Programming? What language do you like to program in?
I've already done Python. Just finished Java, and I think next is either C#. And well, right now doing some SQL database stuff. So yay!
I did.
Well, they give you nice little roundabout languages.
Nice. I did computer science at university, but I didn't like programming. I didn't. You just need the right mindset, I think, to be good at programming. I just don't have it. I don't have the patience.
It's one of my favorite games that I hate and love. Hate and love. They go point and click adventure games. Hate them. I love them.
Right.
I see programming the same way. It's like I hate you. Then you solve it. Yay!
There's nothing more frustrating than in Java finding that one semicolon or that one curly bracket.
Oh my god! Yes. Oh yeah, the brace, or you did it wrong, or you've labeled something the wrong time. Oh wait, no, this one's hippo. This one's the hairy hippo. Oh my god!
It's really annoying. I wanted to do a bit of everything. That's what.
Why am I encoding?
I don't know.
I didn't know I was a code. This is the Matrix. Okay, I didn't even know this. All right, am I Neo? Oh my god, I'm Keanu Reeves.
You are breathtaking.
I thought Python was better until I started learning Java, and Python's weird because it's all about how many spaces you have in white space, and like that. Weird. Once you actually start going to Java, it's like that's ridiculous.
I've never tried C#.
Python's slow too,
but I've heard that C# is way easier to code than Java. So if you're okay with Java, then you'll probably like C#.
Yeah,
that's what I've heard. You'll probably like it.
Java, you can make your own Minecraft, so that's okay.
I ended up learning Linden's scripting language, which is what they use on Second Life. I didn't want to. I ended up doing my thesis in Second Life, which is funny enough. Second Life's banned on Twitch. You can't play Second Life on Twitch. You're not allowed.
Oh, probably because all the successful adult content.
Probably. But this was back in like 2009. I mean, I wasn't looking, but I didn't find any adult content in there. But
it probably became more successful recently as things go on. The fetish communities grow. I actually heard people made a lot of money selling digital worlds and islands and things in Second Life.
It's got its own currency, which it floats with the dollar or something. So you can get like exchange rates and stuff. You can make money. And if you can make something inside the world, that if people want it, they'll pay you the Linden money or whatever it's called. And then you can cash it in for real, real dollars. It out, you can actually make real money in the game, which is kind of what my thesis was sort of roughly about, actually. But it happens.
Make something out of nothing in nothing. It's like a couple of concepts put together into another concept, and someone gives you money for it.
It's kind of what, not so much now that it's being a bit more normalized, but it's kind of what sort of becoming famous on sort of YouTube and Twitch kind of feels like in a way. You're kind of making money out of literally nothing in a way. You're just, putting yourself out there, you're pressing go live.
You are providing a free experience.
Exactly.
And if people like the experience, maybe they give you money.
Maybe.
I always give a good time.
Oh well, we all know that, don't we? Everyone present all knows that. You two actually never met in real life?
No, I couldn't afford the
Oh,
shipping costs.
no. He's never
on to
noticed
do-
me outside his window.
Notice me, senpai.
No. I do want to get over there, mainly so he can show me how to wrestle alligators and stuff like that. You know.
Florida's
Are you
nice.
insane?
No, look. I'm fat. A hippo is deadly. It's gonna take out a fucking crocodile and alligator. You know what I mean?
Hippos are the
I'll have it.
deadliest animal.
They're extremely dangerous, yeah.
But an
Yes, and we
alligator,
really
they'll
like
do that
watermelon as well. I love watermelon.
they'll do that whole death roll thing.
Yeah, that's just me. You know, that's why I don't have a partner.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Esquivel was horrible.
God.
She ended up looking like the villain out of Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
I've never watched it.
How have you never watched it? My God,
You have not watched? Are you serious?
Oh my
I've
God!
never watched it. I've seen clips of it.
That's it.
Bob Hoskins in it.
I'm done.
Do you know how many weird clips about that? Did you realize that both characters from the other side of the animation studios had to have equal screen time and equal words, perfectly balanced, so that no one character from
That's really
both
weird.
cartoon factions or studios
Yeah.
could it be one more word or 1 second more than the other? It was one of those weird like trivia things.
I remember hearing about another film where that happened, but I think it was Marlon Brando, but I can't remember rightly. But I love little bits of random trivia like that. It's really interesting.
Oh yeah, like the AMC channel. They like to throw movies over again, and like you've seen them 100 times. I don't care, but when they start doing the movie things with the trivia bits at the bottom, like you know the whole meme, "What's in the box? What's in the box?" from movie 7.
Yeah,
that entire movie was like filmed, like I guess except for the ending, it was raining. And because they were filming in a kind of rainy-ish area, and on the days it didn't rain, they faked the rain so they could just shoot the whole time.
Yeah, that works.
It's like, see, that was neat. I think that was neat. And the only time the very end and the whole desert, that's in the backs, was the only time they didn't have rain or fake rain, which is cool.
One thing, a piece of trivia I know about that is that they were initially going to show the head in the box, so they made a Gwyneth Paltrow head. And then obviously didn't use it because it's not shown in the movie. But then it was reused in another movie where she was decapitated. I don't know which movie.
If you're going to go about things that were changed, do you know the more recent movie Cats?
I've seen bits about it. Apparently, it was terrible.
I haven't seen it, but
seen the movie.
At one point, people found out someone was hired to digitally remove the buttholes from all the cats. Which means somewhere out there is a butthole version of Cats.
I can see it on Hippo's face. He's like, I want to watch that version.
How do they poo? Where's the realism?
I don't think there's any realism in that movie.
The
So what are you playing on stream at the moment?
Ooh, right now I finally got Stellaris. Well, not so much for me, but a friend who, he couldn't play Stellaris for some reason for like 2 years. And all of a sudden they updated their launcher and now we can play it again. So I've just started a new Stellaris campaign.
Okay.
Yay!
What kind of game is that?
Something. Oh, it's kind of like a space strategy. They have war, diplomacy, peace, espionage. It's a game where they just keep updating it. It's like their game for the company, Paradox. That's what I loved about them. The game as it is now is when it first came out.
I thought it was a Paradox game because the same as Europa Universalis 4 and all that kind of stuff. And
yeah, it is nothing like it is. I mean, they just keep updating it. It's like their game, their content. It's like, oh, that's just fantastic. And been doing, along with them, I've been doing these weekly Stardew Valley games with Chthonic, Nate Dogg, andChthonic's mother. So I've been playing Stardew Valley. Yes, that's where Hippo gives me Corin because
I did not invent the Corin. All right, she called you Corin.
She did. So I've been playing Stardew Valley in a multiplayer game, and the reason we're doing it is because we're playing with a 70-year-old woman, and that has been a very interesting experience.
It makes for good content, yeah.
It's I would say, gosh darn wholesome.
It really is. It's like listening to Bible Camp. It's adorable. and it's like the quietest Corion ever has been in his life. It's just like, I'm on the first time I did, I messaged him and he's like, "Yes, I'm playing this." And I'm like, "Are you okay?" He goes, "Okay, I'll leave you to it. You enjoy, have fun over there. You guys."
So do you find yourself having to censor yourself because there's an old lady present?
Yes. And then every now and again, if she gets really upset, like, she'll like slip, and she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry," and like that is the clean. I've heard nicer thing that yeah, you're fine. It's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I got upset. My blood sugar's low." You're fine.
So did you finish Psychonauts? Because you were playing Psychonauts last time we hung out.
I did finish Psychonauts. Oh my goodness, I cannot recommend that game more. If anyone hasn't played the first one, I mean, the second one, it's like seamless. They managed to somehow have that wonderful balance of the graphics are the same but better at the same time. They kept the art style,
Yeah.
So it looks like Psychonauts, but like better. But it's still exactly Psychonauts. And they even like poke fun at themselves a little bit because, oh, it's been so long. But wait a second. They even reference in the game that, oh no, it's only been 3 days.
But it's
But
actually
been like years.
what, like how many
in the
years has it
game.
been?
Yeah, in the
real
game
life?
it's been 3 days.
It's been like what, 8 years in real life?
Yeah, it's been like something like 8 to 10 years.
Yeah.
But in the game, it's like, wow, it's been since so long since camp. 3 days ago. It's just literally just continue straight from the first one to the second one, and the counter jokes back and forth of a very good fourth wall references. They do very well.
I feel like sort of fourth wall references and a lot of sort of self-aware comedies like really like in at the moment, especially with like Deadpool and that kind of thing. And
but Deadpool works well because it's very fourth wall, but he has cancer of the brain, so it fits. It's a wonderful character.
Yeah.
Have you seen Free Guy? Oh, good times.
Is that sort of similar kind of thing? Is it?
It's Ryan Reynolds again, yeah.
It's Ryan Reynolds. I mean, honestly, it's just Ryan Reynolds. Like he essentially just plays one character in a different universe over and over again. And you know what? I don't care. He does it well. He's just himself.
Yeah.
And you know what? I have subscribed to his YouTube things, and I've realized he has tricked me into watching so many ads where it's just him, and they're ads. Like. Oh, and him and Hugh Jackman. Oh, they have a wonderful relationship.
Yeah. There was a joke in Deadpool 1, wasn't there, where the Hugh Jackman face comes on, all that kind of thing.
Well, controversial opinion. I like Green Lantern, by the way.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, you know what? Me too. I did too. I didn't
like
think
the CGI was over and above, and it was like, oh my god! But I still enjoyed it thoroughly.
So what's the scoop for your for what's coming next on your Twitch channel or your YouTube channel, Corion? Like, have you got any exciting things planned?
Well, my exciting and wonderful things are financially tied to what comes through on Humble Bundle, revisiting a lot of fun old stuff. Yeah, like school's expensive, and then things keep going wrong. Like my tires, my windshield, the teeth. Like, ugh. So you know what? I'll work with what I got, and there's still surprising lots of fun stuff. I was a backer of Crowfall from like 6 years ago, and really hit that kind of hard. But it's honestly kind of, I think I released a little bit early. It's still developing. So I try to get more people.
AFK Island thing that you were playing a while ago, is that the one? You had it on your stream like continuously, and everybody had like was happening on your island and stuff like that.
Oh no, that's someone else who's working on something. Ravenfall, yeah. You
can't mix Raven. I can't help it. It's a budgie.
Yeah,
all right.
And Crowfall's the one where I usually play that little guinea pig guy with pistols and I shoot things. Yeah, that's the. Yeah, well, Crowfall is kind of like a new word.
Gone. There we go. Where's it gone? It's gone. Bye now. See you later. And the little guinea pig guy with a gun.
It's kind of like a competitor to New World in the PvP aspect. Like, I honestly feel, I think Crowfall has a much better PvP system, but they don't really have a PvE system. And like New World it looks flashier, and so it's having their own inversing to success. New World launched very successfully, but then people are having all these complaints. There's no end game. There's a bunch of little problems. Crowfall, they're not advertising, so it's like word of mouth. They're not going to advertise until they're ready. They kind of released it, but I don't really think it's done. But I really enjoyed it. Great. There's just not enough people. They just don't have enough people. Like, I tried to really focus on crafting economy because I'm a backer from like 6 years ago. I backed that game at like $500 back when I had disposable income. So I have all this really cool stuff, but no one's coming to my kingdom and buying my stuff. So it's like, Yeah. So, but it works the same price model as New World. You own it, so it's not going anywhere. So hopefully that'll improve up a little bit. I've actually jumped back into Oxygen Not Included a few times, and I'm still OCD and ADHD just kind of like grip you to like the colony must be perfect. It can't be perfect off the bat, and it's hard. And working with that. But yeah, there's a few little fun games, kind of jump around. What's this? What's that? Alien Isolation. I picked that up 2 years ago. Horror doesn't work so well. Like it starts off great, then it gets scary, then it's like.
I really enjoyed Alien Isolation to a point where
Did you beat it?
I've played it on stream, and I did a couple of sessions in it, and then I got chased into a room and then locked myself in a locker, and now it bugs and just stays outside the locker. So I'm like, my character can't do shit all, and I'm like, well, this is fun. This is my life. I'm Locker Boy. There we go. So I've stopped. I stopped it. I was like, that's it. I'm done.
Do you not like spooky games? Are you going to do any spooky games for October, or do you not really?
I love spooky games. It's just, I've made this terrible mistake of adding a jump scare kind of alien screaming hiss command.
You've had that for a while, though, Cor.
Yes, and every time I'm doing any kind of scary game, people my heart rate goes up. Like, nope, I'm done.
You do know that you can, take these things away, right?
I feel bad about taking away someone's toys, though.
Yeah, but if they've been naughty, you need to punish them, Corion.
People have given me. Yeah. People have this weird, perverse pleasure, I would say, of giving me weird things to play.
Right.
I've added a whole creepy little animation guy for the stream, and he comes from the Bogeyman. The Bogeyman is the protagonist in a survival horror golf game.
I wasn't expecting that last part.
Well, golfing is pretty horrific, to be fair. So
it's pretty.
So every time I've tried describing the Bogeyman to someone, it's a survival horror golf game. So you first, very first level, it's like a warehouse from like Saw with like bear traps, rusty chains, boxes. And you're trying to golf, and he's trying to kill you.
That's pretty good idea. I like that.
And so you can't complete all the course until you find these levers and move stuff, and like you kill and like it's just
quite
weird.
unique, isn't
it's
it?
one of those. Yes, people keep giving me these weird, terrible games, and that's where Pizza Game came from. I haven't played the game for more than 30 minutes before a headache comes in, and it just.
What's Pizza Game? Because I like pizza.
Pizza Game is advertised as the world's worst visual novel.
Right.
See, yeah, someone gave me, what was that one visual novel that everyone tries to get everyone to play? Doki Doki. Yeah.
I played that.
So someone gave me Doki Doki, and they're like, don't look at it. And every time anyone ever gives me anything and says, don't look at it, I'm like, this is going to get weird. No one ever gives you something and says, don't look at it. They just give you a CD key, say, install it and start playing. I'm like, okay. And all I know is that Amy likes spiders.
Have you played Doki Doki then?
Yes, I beat it.
Yeah. It's a good game, innit? It's fucked up, innit?
Oh, yeah, fantastic. Everyone should play it.
Yeah. I love Doki Doki. I knew what
I
was getting
into.
It's
only fair if everyone else plays it.
Yeah. I knew what I was getting into, but it's a fantastic game, isn't it? It's just so messed up and twisted.
Honestly, from an objectional point of view, it's really it's unique. I'll give them credit for it. I mean, how many games can you think of right now that have stuck with you the way that one has?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I still use because I do the voice acting with the voice changer, and I still use all the voices from that.
See,
like,
you remember
Monica especially.
Right, Mel, do you remember a while ago I was talking about how streamers have to play certain games throughout their career path and all this kind of stuff?
Yeah, like you must play this.
Doki Doki.
That's one
Everyone's
of them.
got to play
one of those games.
Everyone has got to play Doki Doki.
I agree. Yeah. It's such a brilliant game. It's so messed up, but in a really fun way.
Doki Doki does well too because everyone comes flooding in. They're like, "Is it their first time?" And suddenly, everyone's just riveted.
Yes, because
it's just one of those
games. The
reactions,
isn't it, to the big twists and stuff, and you're like,
everyone, because everyone else has played it, and they're just waiting. They're like, yeah, do it,
exactly.
do it. I've definitely learned I'm bad at games. I tried playing Dead by Daylight. I mean, Dead by Daylight's one of those games that are kind of like fun to watch.
Yeah.
But then you go to play it and you're like, I'm bad.
Do you know what? I've noticed something, right? Because you know when like people are surveyed about their driving, most people normally say that they're above average driving. It seems to be the opposite on Twitch when it comes to gaming. I think most people on Twitch will say that they're below average for gaming. I know that I definitely do. I'm pretty sure that you do, don't you, Hippo? And you've just said that as well, Corion. Yeah. And
well, I know I am because I don't have the patience to practice a single game over and over and over again. I mean, I don't know how speedrunners do it.
Yeah, I'm not 14 anymore, so I don't really have that caliber to do that anymore.
That too. It's like, okay, like one second now.
I mean, I've just about got the patience to play Ocarina of Time a million times doing randomizers, but it's actually different, obviously, each time you play it because it's a randomizer. I couldn't play vanilla over and over again to get a faster speed and faster speed. It'd do my head in doing the same thing over and over again. I don't know how people can do it.
Speed. It's a certain mentality for people to overcome like that. To imagine playing for hours just to shave a second off a run, and like that's what they strive for.
Yeah, and you see people out there, people that play, for example, like Final Fantasy X speedruns, and Final Fantasy X, a speedrun of that, if you're good, is just under 9 hours.
9
long.
Hours.
Yeah,
9 hours. That's
ridiculous.
And that's
ridiculous.
That is insane.
I couldn't do it. And I love Final Fantasy X. It's my second favorite game of all time. But
I'd rather watch the Lord of the Rings triple, to be fair, than do 9 hours of gaming in a row.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings triple, if you're watching the extended, is 12.5 hours long, though, Hippo.
Touche, but I wasn't going with extended because I don't like having extensions in my life because I don't need it.
Yeah, but the extended editions are so good.
There is a curated version of the Lord of the Rings movies, which I think brings all of it down to like 6 hours, and it changes up some of the sequence a little bit to match closer to the books. Apparently, it's very well done.
Oh, I'd quite like to watch that. That sounds fantastic. I like because I really love the books as well as the film. So anything that brings it closer to the books.
Yeah, they got rid of some of the nonsense that was just added for a movie effect. It's like closer to it. It's I even watched some of the original Hobbit stuff, and some of that was like, whoa, it's just dark.
I keep meaning to. I really want to watch the old like 80s animated Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah,
that's good. That one's good.
Right, should we move on to segment 2?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Any further questions, Your Honor, Hippo?
No, I'm good, love. I'm good.
Yeah. I decided this was a really good thing to talk about, partially because sort of timing with these hate raids that have been going on, and the leak from Twitch, and you sort of mentioned that it's something that you know quite a lot about, Corion. So we thought we'd sort of have a bit of a debate and a chat. We'd give some.
Did you see the more recent things because of the whole issue? Some small, it's mostly been the small streamers, like they have. Their accounts have been compromised, and they've gone in and they've changed the bank deposit to a PayPal account, and Twitch can't get the money back. It's already been processed out.
Shit.
People have been, it's
so the money's not going to the streamers anymore. It's been changed and
no, someone hijacked it, and they says, "Oh, change it." Like my account is secured. I have 2-factor on. What's going on? And from Twitch's point of view, they don't care about someone losing like $300 or $400, but to someone who's doing it like really actively, that could be like their part-time job. It could be huge, and they just lost like $400. I mean, it's gone. And
that's a lot of money for someone to lose. Yeah, it's not a lot of money for a corporation to lose, but it's a lot of money for a person to lose.
A big streamer, if like $100,000 goes missing, it's like, they're gonna have a little bit of a different reaction.
Yeah,
obviously. But I'm not going to use up resources for someone who just lost 400. But like, just change your account. It's like, okay, I did have my security enabled. I used the tools you gave me, and it didn't work. And there should be a little bit more sympathy considering the release that just happened. Security keys, multi-factor authentication. Password managers, do not use the same password on anything. If it's difficult, they have plenty of password managers that you could use, and use a unique master password that's not used anywhere else. And if it links to your email, have a phone and like backup recovery so that people can't just log in. You need to have redundant security. I can't tell you how many places, how many computers you walk in, and it's like, what's your password? and it's like a sticky note is there, or it's the monitor 123. Like, it's like, oh, Acer 123, and that's your password. Like, oh, and these are places that I go to and clients that I work with, and I die a little inside sometimes
Mm. So you mentioned
without telling you who they are.
no, you mentioned password manager. Do you have any like particular recommendation for like a good one?
A real LastPass used to be really good, but they kind of like are charging stuff. A really good one right now is Bitwarden. It's free, nicely encrypted. It works great. You get like hundreds of passwords, and if someone tries to get access to that, you need to have extra authentication. So everything is, the more walls you put behind something, the better.
Yeah. So would you be okay after the stream to put a link, and then we'll put that in the description underneath the video on YouTube? Is that okay?
Oh yeah, let me. It really depends just how careful you want to be, and especially you're talking about those raids. Did you hear the recent thing? It's like random things and names are following you. They're using third-party sites to try and track your IP to narrow down your location.
Right.
So if don't click on that name. And before it was just one name, but now they've split off. They have hundreds of names, so they can like space out the follow timing to try and narrow it down. And they're just collecting a database. It's nothing malicious directly. It's how that data is going to be used.
Right.
So if you don't have like a VPN, don't click on links directly. You can use commands to ban. Yeah.
I've heard
the hate raids are just the beginning of it.
Yeah, I've heard apparently that you can use a tool that deactivates Twitch extensions, which helps apparently. Have you heard of this?
No, but there was a tool out there I used to like ban accounts that were fake. You can ban fake accounts. It might be root. Yeah, it scans any accounts that were just created, any accounts that aren't authenticated, and Twitch has a decent job for trying to add more security to people who can talk in your channel. But then that's a balance between, I want to have more people able to talk, and then more restriction to prevent like random bots.
Yeah,
I need to have this needs to be an authenticated user. This account needs to have this connected to it, or.
I think that's a good point. Actually, it's a very difficult balance to kind of strike, because obviously you want the genuine people to be able to talk, so that they can enjoy your stream, but obviously then you don't want the trolls or the bad actors to have any say or be able to really say anything. So for example, I know a lot of people are quite a fan of follower only mode. And
I had that on my stream the other week,
yeah,
didn't I?
exactly. But I think follower only mode, in terms of like from the perspective of a viewer, it's just a non-starter. Like I know a lot of people, myself included, that like if you go into a raid, if follower only mode is on, instant dip. You're not going to hang about.
Instant turn off.
Yeah.
Now a lot of streams they're getting better with it. Like if a raid happens, it disables or tweaks like the follower only mode for the people who came over from that raid. I think even Twitch has something for that, but they need to do better. I get the whole point of follower only mode, because I've seen extreme versions of what it's good for, and then it doesn't help, and then you want to have genuine people engaged, and then my God, just yesterday something got through most of my automated security, and then luckily Moobot took off. They just started posting like links to this other site before they got auto banned. It's like, wow, they got through all the authentication and they posted that still. It's like, huh.
Yeah, they are getting cleverer. It's a bit of an arms race, really, isn't it? Between
it never stops.
Exactly. But sort of the sort of solution that I've seen a couple of people sort of recommend, in terms of especially like that the hate raids and this kind of thing, is instead of having follower only mode on at all times, it's especially useful if you've got a stream deck. Is set
a panic button.
Yeah, a panic button basically that switches on either follower only mode or even sub only mode, just as a temporary thing, and clears chat. And then if something happens, you've got everything at one button. But even if you've not got a Stream Deck, what you can do,
you gotta go in and disable follow alerts and all those things then too, because a lot of the time they don't chat. They just have really offensive account names.
Yeah, that can be an issue as well, obviously. So
that actually it hit me, I think, a couple of weeks ago. Not to an extreme level, but it was just like every 5 minutes it kept coming in over and over again. It's like, what the? And it would be follow, unfollow, follow, unfollow, follow, unfollow. It's like,
with the I think Stream Elements does a thing. I'm not 100% sure on this. That I think it only puts the follow alert up twice, and after that it ignores a person. I'm not sure. That's just from my own observations of being on Twitch. I'm not 100% sure if it's true, but it seems to stop paying attention to someone after they followed twice. It kind of assumes they're spamming, I think. I might be wrong.
Yeah, just little things. Imagine if people have talked about it. I've made a suggestion before. I don't know if anyone read it or listened to it. If an account had been just created and they follow you, maybe you don't want that to display. Like, don't display follows from accounts new or younger than 30 days or some way just to prevent a filter. And I can't seem to find any way. A lot of people have talked about it, requested it, but no one has developed it.
Interesting. Yeah.
Then I would, they run scripts to create these accounts.
Yeah.
Well, it would give Twitch time to find them.
Yeah.
Because the longer the account's around or scanning names, I don't want to display if you're a user and your account's been less than, say, 30 days and you follow, just out of precautionary sake, like, I maybe don't want it to display. You can always manually shout it out or, hey, thanks, or whatnot, but maybe you don't want it to pop up, but there's no filter for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be nice if there was one, wouldn't there? That would be quite useful. Wouldn't it? I think does the the new options that have been added so that you can only chat if you've been like authenticated and all that. If you follow, Stream Elements will not then put that up, will it? If you
no, it'll still go through. That's the thing. Okay. Those don't apply to follows.
Right. Okay.
Which is why a lot of these bots are just following and unfollowing. They're using that to bypass the chat limits by having really messed up names.
Okay.
And they just follow, and that pops up.
Well, one thing that I've seen a streamer do quite recently, actually, I think I was watching, it was AK, I think I was watching last night, which I think was a really good idea, was, when you have it come up on chat that someone's followed you, he just said, thanks for the follow, didn't come up with a name. And then
yeah, you can do that too.
Yeah, and then he'd read the name out loud, obviously, if he was happy to. I think that was a really good idea, because then you still get a notification that you followed, but you obviously have that little you have that ability to...
I think I've seen seriously Clara do that. She used to be got her on Twitter a lot. I mean, she's one of the people who works with the companies to get like CD keys out to people.
Yeah.
And she's got some really funny entitlement posts that she gets sometimes. And you know what? She is considered enough and a professional enough. She doesn't include the name of the people who have these really interesting statements to her about CD keys that they feel they deserve.
Right.
And she edits out the name, and I was like, wow, you're way more professional than I thought an average person would be.
What do you reckon then, Hippo?
I just feel like we should hire a security team and they can just shoot anyone that gives me shit.
Look, this is the same concept that you see these gold spammers, bots, and things in like Gamer New World and whatnot. It's like, how hard would it be to hire one guy, Tim, the intern, and Tim gets $5 for every spammer he bans.
The problem is he's too busy wiping out buttholes from cats.
Yes. Well, no. Yes. But if the game costs $40 to buy and Tim gets paid $5 for each gold spammer he bans, everyone wins, right? Because it's banned, like the gold spammer's banned. That means if they want to sell more gold to advertise it, they have to spend 40 more. So everyone, it costs them $5 and they make 35 when the gold spammer buys another account.
Yeah.
Everyone wins.
See, there's issues with that because there's some things going on at the moment with New World that I was reading that they're making keys for the game. So they're not even buying keys for the game. They've found a way to fabricate past it and get on to New World.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so
fucked
like
up.
bots are just they're not even buying the game anymore. They have fake game keys.
Jesus.
That means something leaked because that means the key
the key
code.
coder. Yeah.
Well, let's go on,
Yeah.
Hippo. You started talking about your thoughts on security.
But I don't know. I just feel like if you base it on comparisons, like when Mixer was out and stuff like that, I didn't hear any issues with Mixer in terms of security and stuff like that. You know, you look at people who YouTube stream, you don't hear issues as such. Now,
I don't think they're
and then you
testing
go
these
to
things before they launch them. Yeah, I mean,
well, it's a big corporation, but then so is Amazon with Twitch. Twitch is a huge corporation that they bought on and taken on, and part of a huge thing that is Amazon, the behemoth.
the
It's like
Amazon
a
leak was
fucking
huge.
old
It's
god.
like the source code of Amazon is out.
Mm.
It's just everything.
But it just seems bizarre that the biggest streaming platform, the platform that's inspired other platforms to do these things, including Facebook and all these other things, can't get their shit together.
It's not the
Especially with
first
protecting
time, too.
viewers and streamers. People who are bringing in the money that they take 50% of on everything, or skim off the top on the bits and do all these other bits and have all the adverts galore that they want to put on and force people to watch adverts unless they subscribe and pay money for it and stuff like that, can't make things secure.
I think it's because they're in such a rush to get out the next thing.
They're
They don't really
reactionary.
fully
That's
test.
the problem. They're not.
Yeah.
They don't go ahead. They
That's a
react
good
to
way of
issues.
putting it.
DMCA. You know, they reacted to that.
Right. That's why people are putting stuff on YouTube because if stuff gets flagged there, the copyright owner they get a chunk of the income.
Yeah.
There was They could have done this for Twitch years ago.
This is Twitch, right? Twitch knew impending doom DMCA strikes. What they do? They released a game called Twitch Sings.
Career security. How about that one? Imagine that. You're someone whose livelihood is Twitch, and because Twitch doesn't feel like I'm not going to invest into that, and you've lost your streamer.
Yeah,
it's gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
DMCA itself too needs to be revamped because there's like false claims and all kinds of crazy stuff going on, and due to the way that's all set up, it's takedown is the first thing to do.
It's not really it's not really up to date,
outdated.
is it? It doesn't take
it's very
account
outdated.
of more recent sort of
I think it's
technology.
Napster in its list, doesn't it? And part of the terminology is that old.
Yeah, exactly. It was made back in early 2000s, wasn't it? The rules, or was it even before that?
20 to 30 years ago.
Yeah, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, I don't know. I find it very peculiar. And in regards to the DMCA thing, like I kind of enjoyed the YouTube approach. So for some of you who may know, I did a 400 follower celebration of a certain video, me cosplaying as a certain singer, which I know Mellar absolutely loves. And so does Corion.
Yes.
But do you know what YouTube did for that video that has copywritten music on it? They just said, "I will just take your money." So okay, yeah, fine. And I was allowed to keep it up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Take the money. Fuck it, take the money on that.
It's not always they don't always take the money. Sometimes they just take half.
Yeah.
It's up to the individual copyright claim. It's like, look, you did the work, sell our stuff, we'll let you keep half. And there's nothing like that outside of YouTube because YouTube spent the time and money on it.
I kept Britney's career alive. Okay.
Right.
There was one thing that you sort of mentioned in DMs before, Corion. I just wanted to mention because we've not really talked about the whole like real name thing on when you're streaming, because I know that I definitely know some streamers that do go by their real name and all this kind of thing, and I don't think a lot of people really.
That's scary. Yeah. There's really messed up people out there.
So, like from your perspective as someone who's obviously knows a fair amount about it, like why is that a bad idea?
We're in the age of information, and you could look up someone's name. I mean, every now and again, I've looked up, stuff for myself or stuff for other people, and luckily for me, a lot of my stuff is like 10 years out of date. But for someone else, I'd check. It showed me their current address, and then the whole Google van drive-by, you could see their house. Just if someone with just a name is able to narrow it down, get their time zone, little bits of information by themselves might seem okay. But when you add it all together and you get someone creepy, statistically, it's not as bad of a problem for male streamers, but for female streamers, it could be very risky.
I don't know. I've
dangerous
had
for
some stalkers come at me, but then I've got fantastic jubblies, so I mean, I'm kind of like
you
tight on
do.
it. I do. And you've
Yeah,
seen them.
but I've found more information about two male streamers. Like, the people they kind of pulled into, like doxed them and pretty much what was that thing where they send police? SWAT. Yeah, they've been swatted, and it got to the point of harassment so bad that they actually had to call their local like police office, sheriff's office, and tell them, I stream on the internet. This is what's going on. This is who's in my house. These are the names of people are going on. And someone is trying to send fake SWAT calls. And they were interrogated. Well, stop doing it. No one understood. Like, it's not me. I'm not doing this. And they were like victimized. Like, they are calling you using, fake numbers and pretending bomb threats or hostage crisis. And like a lot of people aren't prepared or even understand the concept of Twitch. I did see one fun video in which this one streamer got swatted, and one of the cops who came in was a Twitch viewer, and he says, "Oh, what's going on? Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah. How many subs you got? What's going on? Yeah, you caught a new subscriber." And then the cop looked in the channel. It's like, what you did's illegal, and we're going to investigate this. And it's like, but that was like one good one, and I've seen so many bad ones, and they're terrifying. And for the longest time, I mean, I was terrified to even have like a camera on, and because like there was a rise of swatting and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Thank God I have very few viewers or fans.
Right? Honestly, there's a little bit about that. Like, it's one of that like safety behind being smaller. It's like, and then there's this like rise between cool
It's
few
not
loyal
necessarily the
people.
case though.
like,
I'm a relatively small streamer, and I've had 2 stalkers.
Wait, really?
Yeah, 2.
Yeah, it sounds like it's not that. It's actually not that rare. I mean, I've been harassed online before. I mean, it was mostly surrounding World of Warcraft, but they did end up on my Twitch for a while.
I found on my Twitch they used to watch me all the time, and then they started finding me on my socials and everything like that, and even sent me a letter to my house.
I don't use socials anymore. Okay, I guess actually I'll be on that point. Is because I had a few like creepy digital stalkery things. Like, I haven't touched Facebook in like 10 years. The only like social I have is like my Twitter, and it's linked directly to Twitch, and I don't use it for anything else. So it's like, yeah, if you think about it, I didn't think about it. Yeah, I've been driven off of social media.
Yeah, I guess
because of stalkers and information. Because you post a picture or it links to something, and someone compares it to the point it's having everything.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, in terms of like, we were talking about obviously security and the whole leak thing. I mean, the leak thing's such a kind of weird thing to sort of deal with from our kind of side of things, because obviously it's something that happened that's not really anything to do with us, but it's kind of everything to do with us at the same time.
Yes, that's a good way of putting it.
But it's like from like the side of things of like the hate raids and all these kind of things that are happening on Twitch. I think really the best thing to do is just to keep an eye on like what everyone else is like saying. So there's advice, because obviously you get a lot of these days. There's quite a lot of these advice channels on like YouTube and stuff. You got Harris Heller and gaming careers or whatever, all these kind of things. And quite often when this kind of shit goes down, they will be quite quick to release something that is like, oh, this is how the measures that you can put in place to to kind of help you. And this is how, for example, I know that one of the things to stop the hate raids from happening when you're offline, because apparently, I don't know how true this is, but the rumor is that the hate raids would happen while you're offline. They'd say some horrible things, take screenshots of it, and then get you banned. So then,
because they were using the automated system. Yeah.
Right. So then
when the hate raid happened, I actually got that slight hate raid, and one of my mods caught it, and like when I was offline, threw my channel in sub mode or emote only mode.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I was going to say. So the advice was to use like sub mode and emote only mode while you're offline, and then turn it off just before you go online, all this kind of thing. And
but that doesn't work for everyone, because I've been to a few channels where they have a very vibrant offline community. Like,
really?
Streamers not there, but there's like 20, 30 people like chatting. offline and like all the time.
Aren't they like when they're live the ones that have like thousands of views though?
Oh yeah, they're the big ones, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, but I would imagine those ones would probably be okay to maybe sort out some form of moderation at all times, though. So maybe that'd be okay. You know, these are the kind of people that can probably afford to pay moderators, whereas us small streamers can't
Yeah.
really do that. But yeah, so that's what I'd kind of basically say is just sort of keep your. It's hard for quite a lot of people. I know a lot of people are quite similar to me where you don't really pay attention to sort of current events. I know that. I mean, I actively avoid the news, for example, because it's just depressing.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah,
The news is terrible.
To some sort of extension to that, to some degree, I also avoid like current events just in general. It's easier to keep up with things on Twitch because obviously I'll hang out in other people's chat and they'll talk about it. So you sort of hear by word of mouth and all this kind of thing. The whole thing about the password manager thing is quite interesting as well. Because a few years ago, password managers had quite a bad rep for basically just putting all your eggs into one basket. And
you're about like Dashlane or something like that.
Yeah, and not really being very secure. So what was happening is that everyone was putting all their passwords in a password manager, and then the password managers were getting compromised, and then you're fucked because all of your passwords are there.
Yeah.
Then. I don't know if are things better now than they were because the thing I'm thinking of like sort of 5 years ago or so when they had a really bad reputation.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like certain places like that, like they don't store their data in a sortable format. So without like the key, it doesn't work.
Right. Okay.
And Google has has a neat little tool now, and other places are doing it. When a website gets compromised, like Google or I'm not who else is doing it. Well, it's like, hey, one of your passwords is compromised. Change it. And never. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Password manager. You could just simply, if you want to go old school, just here's your password manager. I know people who have like books. Just something. Just use a different password on each one. I used to be really guilty of that. I used to have like the same password, generic password. But, thanks to some password managers or even Google or the complex ones, it's just really encrypt. But, I even had someone on the phone from one site, like information got leaked enough where they called my bank and convinced them to change my email to a different email. And they started trying to get access to my bank account. And I had to throw everything on to such extreme security where I can't change anything without going into the bank in person with 2 forms of ID. So many authorization codes, checks, backs up. I mean, my card doesn't work unless it's within 100 feet of my phone. It's ridiculous. It got so close because it's the smallest link. You can be as secure as you want. But if, bubblegumharryhippo.com gets their password stolen and you use them elsewhere.
How did you know that was my password? Fuck.
So
if one gets leaked, that's why you're supposed to use unique passwords. And people say, that's a lot, that's hard. Start with a password manager, it's just...
Yeah, then theoretically you only need to remember one password. It's sort of, don't you?
Yeah. And then, you have master keys, and then whatever that's linked to, the emails, phones, and backup, that needs to be unique. So there's like 4 passwords I need to remember. But then it's much more secure.
Fair enough.
I mean, nothing's perfect. It's always going to be a constant fight, but a lot of it comes down to they're going for the weakest link. You're not a major corporation. They're not trying to hack you every day. It's just they're like swooping through the internet, the dark web. They're looking for an easy hit. They try a few soft hits on you, doesn't work. The program, they move on to the next one. Isaac, I don't have to have the best security. I just have a little bit better than yours.
Yeah, fair enough. So, in sort of conclusion, if I could really remember, I feel like my brain's melting already. Yeah, so we've got use a password manager. Don't give anyone your personal details online. Using your real name is not necessarily a good idea. And
if you want to have a P.O. box,
Yep.
use a P.O. box. Just never give out your home address.
Yeah, a problem with PO
Never
boxes
give
is they're
out
not cheap.
Do not give out. I know. That's if something has to be sent in.
Yeah.
Do not tell anyone what your internet provider is.
Yeah.
That depending on certain areas, it's very easy to narrow down where you live.
Oh, interesting. One thing that is worth noting as well, that gets almost everyone when they first start streaming is PayPal. If you've got a donation link, and it links to your personal PayPal, that will dox you really fast. It
You
gives
got to
out
turn
your,
it into a business one.
yeah, it gives out your email address for a start. And obviously, if your email address is, first name dot last name or whatever, that kind of thing. Yeah, change it into a business one so that doesn't happen.
I created a business email just for that.
Yeah, exactly. A load of people don't realize that, and I mean, it happened with me, and the person that donated me was like, that you just that doxes you. I was like, oh, because I thought I'd set it.
I use Stream Elements for that kind of thing, so all my donations go to Stream Elements,
right?
And they also stop people doing the whole like the buyback thing or whatever it is. When they throw money at you and then try and charge it back.
Okay.
Because if you did it via PayPal, then you're paying for the interest to go back to them and all this kind of stuff. It's an absolute nightmare. So Stream Elements protects you for that, but they do take they take 50 cents, I think it is. So it's like sod all. Right. So it goes straight to Stream Elements. Stream Elements hold it for me, and then I can pull it out as soon as I'm ready to pull it out. So.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's a bit of a processing delay, but yeah, Stream Elements is good with that. They take a little bit of a cut, but if anyone who gets a lot of donations, that's a good thing to set up. I can count on my hand, so it's not a big deal for me. But yeah, for anyone who's actually processing a lot of stuff that way, using a third-party system like that is very good. I mean, yeah, Stream Elements is very good. If you want to use Stream Elements just for that, it's like it's 50 cents a transaction, and they block this other stuff anyway. So it costs you nothing.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
It's just for the security of it, because chargebacks are no joke. Because they changed the laws on chargebacks. Like before, they used to go back 90 days. Now they go back 6 months. I've seen Dance Gaming. Yeah, he got this $500 donation during one of his a Halloween marathons. He was so ecstatic, and months later, that person did a chargeback.
All right, shall we move on?
Yes.
Right, wicked. Right, should we flip a coin, or should we just choose what we're going to play?
Flip a coin.
Flip a coin. All right. Right. So heads will play follow, sub, or dip. Tails will play contextual chatification.
Yes.
It's heads. We're playing follow, sub, or dip. Yay! Right. So anyone who is listening only, now is a really good time to draw your eyes to the screen, because we're going to play our sub game follow, sub, or dip. We're going to watch 9 different clips from 3 different streamers, and then we're going to talk about them, essentially. So after each streamer, after the first 3 clips, we're going to have a quick chat about how we feel about the first streamer, and then we'll talk about each streamer after we've watched them. But then after we've watched all 9 clips, we're going to decide which one we would follow, which one we would sub to, and which one we would dip. We just leave in a hypothetical situation. Is everyone on board? Are we all good to go with the first clip?
Yes.
All right, lovely. So,
is that the you got a sub, bro?
Yep.
Or got you a? No.
But I hope the audio is going to work. I always have a problem with the audio. First off, so 1, 2, 3, play that clip.
Didn't get you anything from Kebab Shop. My way back, what Subway got you a sub. That's nice. That's nice. For real. Thank you. Oh, I thought you were genuinely telling me you got me a sub from Subway. Thank you so much for the sub, Vital. Truly appreciate it. You can get a footlong as well. I don't need a footlong. I've already got one. Thank you very much. But I appreciate the sub nonetheless.
A little bit slow to start, but it kind of went
like it or not, I still
me.
appreciate it, man. Thank you. That was a smooth sub. That was a smooth sub.
I can't believe it, but it worked first time as well. That all went through absolutely fine. Brilliant. Right, let's move on then to the second clip. Okay, 3, 2, 1, Play that clip.
You know what? Even if I have leaf, I'll play Lightning Storm. Alright. Alright. It's okay. He's running out of answers. Ooh. Please give me Headmaster Kel'Thuzad. Please, please. This is amazing. That top deck though.
To control life, we must wield the power of...
I still have lethal.
Whoa.
But I'll take that play. I'll take that play.
You serve me now.
I want to kill this. What's happening?
See, I know nothing about Hearthstone, and that was cool.
That was very cool.
I was very lucky.
Yeah. It was just, he knew exactly what he would need,
You know what? Even if
and he did. It's like, oh.
Amazing. Well, let's watch
what's
the
up?
third clip. All right, 3, 2, 1. Play that clip.
I mean, I'd rather Trick Totem on 2 than Hero Power, let's put it that way. And we hope for the best. Alright. Come on, Trick Totem, work for me. No! No, Mini Knight! This is exactly what I mean. Now I can't do anything next turn. No. I hope it redeems itself. I can't even play anything. No! I knew I shouldn't have played Trick Totem. I knew I shouldn't have played Trick Totem.
Right.
I wish I knew a little bit more about what's going on, though.
Best.
From what I can understand, he basically he's got mana. You get mana, don't you? And it's
Yeah.
I think the enemy
It does
used
overload.
something.
I know about the overload mechanic, but I'm guessing he got locked into I can't do anything, and
Yeah.
he was playing a meme card, and it's like, oh,
Yeah,
I could feel the despair.
exactly. So without saying whether you'd follow, sub, or dip, what did you think of this streamer, Corion?
Love the little dancing notifications. He kind of hits me of a mix between a more of a mellow kind of I'm just gonna kind of chill, play a little bit of this educational, kind of let you know what's going on. I could feel from the clips that you could learn about what's going on. Like I didn't understand a lot of it, but he was giving context based on the short clips. So I'm assuming during the rest of the stream, if you wanted to pick up some Hearthstone tips or some stream, it'd be a good one to learn from.
Fair enough. What about you, Hippo?
Well, I really did enjoy the meme of the original old school meme there, you know, with the whole kids dancing to, you know, the crazy frog thing, which wasn't the crazy
I
frog.
like
That's
and,
throwback to my youth, that, you know.
yes.
I kind of wanted to see, like, if he had that, and what if he had milk and cereal as the other one or something like that, and you got the two. Do you remember that, Corion? Yeah.
yes.
Milk and cereal, milk and cereal. That is such a banger. I love that shit.
I love that. That's such a good sub. See, that's the kind of alert which would just chain more. Just do something else.
But aesthetically, it's quite nice. It's clean, it's concise, it's out of the way, so you can see everything's good. You know, he isn't too far into the deck, so you know you can see the board nice and clean as well, which is good. He's
I love
obviously
a good minimalist interface.
Yeah. He seems to talk to his viewers, from what I can gather, which is nice. If he has no viewers on at the time, I don't know what's the bracket of this, by the way, Mellar?
20 to 40 views.
Yeah, 20 to 40. Thank you, Corion.
So he's going to have obviously viewers, which means he's talking to them. That's cool. He's talking them through them. I like that you're right, Corion, and feeling that he's obviously going to be able to talk people through stuff. If he's using the microphone on his headset, that's really good quality.
Yeah.
That's surprisingly good if that's the case. I mean, he has very nice. I mean, I'm not a guy that would have white sheets on his bed, because I'm a sweaty motherfucker that's going to lose some patches. But I mean, fair play to him to having white bedding. You know what I mean? That's pretty good.
Shit, I didn't even notice that. That's good. Good eye, mate.
Yeah, what can I say? If I can see a man's bed, I'm winning. You know what I'm saying?
Hippo's like, I can see your bed. I am.
Yeah.
That's where I want to get to, right?
The angle is good because he's got mainly the white walls, so you can focus more on him than his background and stuff like that. So utilizing the space is really good.
Yeah,
I think he's using a more of a cheaper setup in a very good way.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I would definitely agree with that. Like the use sort of it might be that he's got like relatively
it's more
limited
inspiring.
resources.
It's like, I don't know how to stream. I can't do this. Like, you got a camera, you got a mic, whatever. Just go. It's like here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he might have like quite limited resources, but he's using it really well to.
He's using them very well.
Yeah, absolutely. The camera placement's really good. To sort of make the most out of the space that he looks like he has.
He's using the wall to blank out stuff, so exactly. I never thought, he's got a low cam pointed up. It's like, that's creative.
Yeah, it's good that, and it hides his room. He looks like he's probably actually quite close to the bed as well. So, and it also it mitigates that thing that I always say about streamers having their bed in the background should always be made. You don't have to bother about it if it's literally out of shot.
Oh, it's definitely made. You can tell in the first clip that it's made.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy that tucks the bedding in underneath the mattress and all that kind of stuff, like hotel style. He's that kind of guy.
I also like the where the webcam is placed is quite good because like normally they say you want to try and put your cam on the right hand side overall, but then he's got all this stuff.
And
on the right.
Keeps relative information, which would be in the bottom left, is actually visible.
Yep, and it also means that then the little thing that shows how many people are currently watching on the on the button when you're pressing it to look at which stream you want to watch.
And he has a smoke detector in his bedroom as well, so that's always good. He's all about safety.
Safety first.
Yeah, for when you're getting smoking hot, right? Yeah, I like it. I like his sort of energy. It's just right. It's like that kind of like not too hype but not too chill kind of energy. And he's talking through
progressively mellow. He's bringing you on a ride.
Exactly. Yeah. Definitely a fan. There's the whole like I know that Hippo doesn't like it when the name is there and it's above his on the first clip, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then you've got the follow account underneath, which is like really, really tiny. It's not the smallest that we've seen, but it is quite small. I'd probably just remove that entirely.
But you also see that his name changes to donators and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
After time.
Yeah, like
what first one he's got his name on it, second one's got nothing, third one he's got the donator on it. So
yeah. I'm guessing it's probably like one of those ones that spins around to different information, like what Brennan was talking about when we had him on the show. Yeah. All right, shall we move on then to the fourth clip?
Yeah.
All right, lovely. So fourth clip then. 3, 2, 1. Play that clip.
Okay.
I hate that one! Ow,
that's
my
great.
toe! Furious, really? Yeah? Son of a bitch!
Cartman, be nice.
Next clip then, if we're ready.
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Play that clip.
You're joined just in time for us to raid out, Savannah. I'm sorry. But there is a new challenge, Savannah. If we get the subs to 100, I am going to put on a dress and some makeup and stream one day. Can we get the subs to 100? Who knows? I don't think we can.
Hippo,
like
I already did that.
You guys do. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. That's imagery for you right there, right? Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I hope you all have a good day, evening, morning, wherever you are, whatever you're doing for Valentine's Day. Much love, guys. I appreciate you all stopping by and spending some time with us today here at the asylum. I appreciate you guys so much. And let's go ahead and get this raid going.
Wicked. I like his glasses. Next. They're quite
the camera distortion and clipping is just bothering me though.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, definitely. Well, let's watch the last clip from this streamer. So clip number 6, and then we'll talk about it. So we're ready with clip number 6.
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
lovely. 3, 2, 1. Play that
Jumped
clip.
out of bed and left because of it. I'm not even shitting you. I was farting so much, she got the fuck out of bed.
Hippo, you look
Then I went
different.
and got in the toilet for about 10, 15 minutes. Straight.
I've got a fuller beard. Thank you.
Kind of shit. And just when you thought you were done, you're about to get up off the toilet, you go some more. That was my morning bucket, guys. TMI.
Right.
Jumped out of.
Hippo,
Okay.
he's stealing from you. He's
So,
stealing from you.
What did you make of that streamer then, Corion?
Very. He's a lot closer to the type of streamer I'm not a huge fan of, but with funny moments. So
You just said he was like me. What are you trying to insinuate there then?
I didn't think he was at all like Hippo.
And sharing information.
Okay.
Hippo's an open book, like a prostate exam. He has clips.
I do have clips of that, to be fair. Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be handy for the scrapbook as such.
All right. You got anything more to say about this streamer at all, Corion?
It's just some funny moments. I don't know. Something about it, just the style, just feels a little.
Yeah, I can. Feel
I'm trying to place it. It's just.
Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah, I don't know. I get a bit of a vibe, like a sort of an attitude vibe, a little bit from this streamer, just from these clips. Like
Like a little more of an emotional, outbursty, wild kind of a swings. I mean, some people like that, but usually I like a steady something.
Yeah,
if I'm going into it.
I mean, I don't think, because the one where he fell off his chair, like most streamers would have been laughing their ass off at that point, but it felt more like he was like genuinely annoyed.
Yeah, he was mad.
Yeah, and I don't know, that just kind of left a bit of a bad taste in my mouth, because like, I don't know, it just didn't feel particularly like it didn't. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It just
I don't negative. It's more of a negative.
That's right.
Style for streaming. I'm not a big fan of negative streams.
Yeah, and I kind of got maybe it's because we watched that clip first, but I kind of got that vibe from all of these clips to a certain degree.
It sets the tone. It sets the tone.
Yeah, absolutely. I also really not a fan of it's one of those faux green screens where it's like a software green screen, but it clearly doesn't work very well, or it maybe isn't set correctly. And it's one of those things where at the point that it is on these 3 clips, you really may as well just not have it at all. Because it'd
be a lot cleaner just to throw up like a sheet.
Yes, but even what I would say though is, and we are allowed to mention this because it is at the top of the screen here, right? So he's got 60 subscribers here? I would argue maybe he should be buying himself a green screen at that many subs. They're not expensive. Like this thing that I've got behind me now cost me like 50 quid?
And it works really well.
Wow.
If you're trying to portray a green screen, it's doing really good.
Obviously, it's not keying right now, Hippo, but when it is, it looks absolutely fine as long as the lighting's all right. And the lights, I mean, obviously you normally need to get some sort of lights if you're going to get a green screen. But again, these lights, they cost me again 50 quid. The whole shebang together cost me less than 100.
I got a green thing. It's hanging from some hooks on the ceiling, and I've got a plastic PVC pipe at the bottom, held down with weights.
Exactly.
This is wallpaper, by the way. This isn't a green screen.
And see, that's why it's kind of a little bit of smoothing.
You do not have to buy an official green screen. You can do things like dye a sheet green, hang it off the wall, or you can. It doesn't always work, but if you've got one color of a wall and you're with your back to the wall, you can actually use the wall as a chroma key. It doesn't have to be green. You can choose a different color.
Yeah, you can make a custom color.
Yeah, you make it magenta, black, blue.
That's actually what I did with my hairy hippo mouth thing. I chroma key that to yellow.
Is it because I got British teeth? Yeah, yellow teeth. Is that what you're insinuating?
No, because I need to have
it's fine,
multiple...
Corion. We used to be friends, but that's it. I prefer Swamp over you now. That's it. It's done.
Wow.
Yeah, I went there.
What do you reckon of this of the streamer then, Hippo?
I'll go with the aesthetics first. All right.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. He spelled intermission wrong on the third clip.
Oh,
Oh, really?
God, did he?
I didn't even
notice
notice
Now,
that.
It's intermission, apparently. But I like the box that the chat's in, which is nice, and I like the small box he's got for the actual window pane for his
Up
game.
top, yeah, in their top rack,
that's
I think.
nice. I don't like the fact that his camera window moves and shudders. If you guys didn't notice that, but if you rewatch a couple of his clips, occasionally it will do a little distort thing, and then his actual like frame will jut a little bit out and come back in.
Oh, God,
didn't
that
notice
would bug
that,
me now that you pointed it out. I can't believe you. Why did you point that out? Now it's like I can't unnotice that.
Oh,
And it
I
happens
see.
every so often.
It's
and
like it's almost like it's actually an animation on the overlay, isn't it? It's supposed to do that, but it's quite distracting actually.
Yes, I notice these things. It irritates me, these kind of stuff.
Yeah, I hadn't noticed that.
I just that kind of thing is just like, and then like, I don't know. It's just there's just a lot going on in his just chatting pages, and then you go to his gameplay, and he's got like 2 red lines on his thing. What was the number counting thing on the first thing, by the way?
One of the people in his chat was counting down. Oh,
No,
I wonder
no,
if they were
'cause he's
counting
like-
down to the jump scare.
No, because I wasn't sure if it's like a heart monitor thing or something, because it was going up and it's going up, and then it went to about 103, and then something happened on his thing, and then it kind of went up to about 110, then went down to about the 90s again.
Yeah, no, I'm fairly sure that's a heart monitor. Yeah.
She
And I was
wants
like-
attention. She wants attention.
But I don't know. There's a lot going on, and then you got all this like. In the first clip, there's like the what I assume is his bit counts. Well, you get the chat going 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, that's fine. But and all that, but it's just like I don't know. It's just although he did look very comfy in the first clip.
Yeah.
He did look very comfy
Until he fell off his chair.
Yeah, but even that camera juts as well.
Yeah.
Every so often, and I don't know. I've never seen anyone do that, and it just I didn't like it.
Yeah,
I don't like it. Him himself. I like fart jokes. That's fine. You know, I've cross-dressed for like stream stuff. That's fine. I get what he's doing there.
Yeah.
But the green screen thing, either do it properly or don't do it at all.
Yeah, for sure.
It comes off a little bit hostile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. That's how. Yeah, I felt that a little bit. All right. Shall we move on then to clip number 7?
Yeah.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Play that clip.
Oh, this is the game I was talking about, yeah.
Dead by Daylight.
No shot. I fucked around and found out so quick. No way.
Lovely. All right.
Jeez.
Move on to clip number 8.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Play that clip.
Cicadas, or what's that big bug that makes that loud ass buzzy noise? Is that a cicada? The sequoia is a tree, right? Cicada, yeah, it's a cicada, right? A big locust. California progressives make loud annoying noises in Texas. The fuck is California progressives?
All right.
Uh-huh.
And then
I'm not sure what was going on in that.
well, he was doing a gen, which doesn't require that much focus. So I think he was just chatting to people in his chat.
Okay, 1, that's offensive. 2, those generators are really hard to get.
They are. I can't do them for shit. I'm terrible at them.
I don't have the reaction time.
He seemed to be doing it without much paying attention to the actual game whatsoever, because pretty much the
Which
entire
is
time.
very impressive. If you've ever run those generators, that was actually very impressive.
Oh, fair
It
enough.
seemed low key, but that was good. Like he was not even like paying attention, and he was just
Nice.
nailing them.
All right, we'll move on then to the last clip. So, 3, 2, 1. Play that clip.
This is why it's impossible to play against them. Okay.
Yeah, I saw that. Keep on it, long that.
Yep.
Should we watch that again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll replay that clip. 3, 2, 1. Play that clip.
This is why it's impossible to play against Destiny. Okay.
Yeah, I saw that. He probably loved that.
Yep.
What?
Right, I get it. So yeah, he was like actually quite a
The
long way away,
hitboxes.
wasn't he? Yeah.
And it hit through someone else and hit him instead.
Yeah, that was messed up. All right. So again, without saying whether you'd follow, sub, or dip just yet, Corion, what did you think of that streamer?
He takes difficult things and makes them look a little bit easy. I mean, a streamer like this is the kind of person who tricked me, emphasis on tricked me into playing Dead by Daylight.
Right.
Because they made it seem, he makes the game seem approachable.
Yeah, very easy.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. It really isn't. But at the same time, it's a good mix of, he's really good at the game, but he doesn't kind of shove your face into being really good at the game.
Yeah.
Like, you ever watch I've seen some pro Fortnite or Rainbow Six Siege players and just more casually, it's just kind of seamless. Just all right, cool. I could do this. Then I played. I can't.
Yeah, I've never played this game, but it's probably one of those ones that's harder than it looks.
It really is. And as a result, I'll only play the
problem.
I'll only play the killer because at least if I fail, they escape. But if I'm the survivor, I just die.
Yeah, fair enough. What about you, Hippo? What do you reckon?
Okay, so clip 1.
Hmm.
Can you do something about that bloody tip jar?
Well, that clip 1's the one where the tip jar's actually in an okay place.
You think so?
Well, yeah, because it's not covering anything over from the game in the first, second, and third.
It's right out there. I just no.
He's clearly put it there because it's been covering things over.
It's covering things over because you can see that in clip 2.
And it changes size a little bit too. I'm not a big fan of the tip jar. I kind of tried that thing with the fathers and whatnot.
Yeah.
And it just feels like it's taking up space and not really providing a lot to the stream.
I agree.
That's the kind of thing. You put a tip jar, you put it on a break screen, you put it on an intro. Don't put it on your gameplay.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, tip jars feel a little bit dated now, don't they? They were a big thing sort of 3-4 years ago, and
yeah.
Which I think I've seen a lot of things put it on a break screen.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a place for these little finicky, weird, kind of gimmicky stuff, but I've seen a nice trend. I've been really liking it of elements that fade in out of chat, like you have a sub or alert, it pops up and it fades away.
Yeah.
It's not persistent, and so you just have mostly game.
Yeah, absolutely. Other than the tip jar, I really like its overlay. It's very minimal. It's good.
Oh yeah. But the tip jar is
The tip jar is right there. It's massive. I don't like the fact that it's there.
Yeah.
It kind of ruins the perception and kind of I'm trying to get involved and watch it, and all I can see is a bloody tip jar next to the character. You know, put it somewhere out of sight for me would be great because I'd come to watch the game as such. It's a very orange room in comparison to the room with the fan in the background, which is very grey and blue. So I feel like somebody needs to adjust their contrast a little bit and sort out their settings a little bit on that camera.
Possibly.
I mean, I know he's ginger, but don't get me wrong. He doesn't have to be an Oompa Loompa orange in the face as well, does he? You know what I mean? Because he sorts out in the second clip. The second clip, it's all nice. The lighting's fine, but I assume it's because it's probably...
It's daytime.
But it's daytime in the first clip as well, because you can see the light coming in the background.
I think it might be it looks more like sort of evening time to me, in that there's definitely less light around in the first clip than there is in the second.
Yeah. And then obviously he's changed his ratio as well from a square box to the 16:9 kind of thing.
Yeah. I actually prefer the square one.
Yeah, I prefer the square one, but I prefer the
one.
lighting in the 16:9.
Yeah.
Nice to know he did 375 push-ups in a week.
I wonder what that's about.
I'm assuming it's going to be a donational kind of thing or something like that. Like for every bracket he hits.
Welcome, Ritas.
He's got
push-up thing. Those are fun use of channel points or goals and things and whatnot, and Mind One had a thing like that too, where he was trying to get more exercise, work out, and it was quite successful.
I just feel like it's again in clip 2 and 3 the even though in clip 3 the font's a little bit smaller, it's still too big for this is the kind of game people want to watch the entirety of. And
yes, this is a very, very visual based game.
Yeah,
and very audio based game.
If
so
you were playing something like Factorio, then fine, chuck that thing up in the top left, and it's there. But also there's no shadowing on the font, and I really like shadowing on the font to make it pop if you can have something pop.
Yeah.
Gameplay is critical. I mean, people can live and die based on angling their camera in this game. So yes, seeing as much as possible is important. And yet blocking the abilities in the bottom right, that's very bad for this game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I just feel like in the first clip that the jar is too big for, even though it's positioned out of the way for the abilities, it's still just like, it's half the size of the character.
It's the jar to camera ratio is pretty big too.
Yeah. I mean, overall, he seems overly quiet, but then it's a very concentration-focused kind of game.
I didn't feel that at all. I thought
the fact
was really
that he was able to keep a conversation while getting all of the checks on the generator.
Yes, he stalled his conversations until the check was done, and then would carry on with his conversation. But like for the most part, it was.
He didn't miss it.
No, he didn't miss it at all. But I don't know. It's he's got the same headset as me, so that's a win.
Has he really?
Mm-hmm. He's got a HyperX. Yeah.
Excellent. No, I quite liked his chat actually. I really I felt that he was able to sort of keep a chat going while he was obviously focusing on the stream as well. And like,
and that's hard on a few games. That game is a high concentration game. I mean, doing it as a killer isn't as bad because you're the killer. But doing it as one of the 4 survivors, and he paused briefly, but he kept every skill check and kept chat going.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
hard for this game. That's very hard.
Yeah, I liked that actually. I found the chat quite engaging, and like his reactions to what happened as well, like felt quite like real. And yeah, I like him actually. I really enjoyed watching those tips. The only thing that I would say actually about all of the 3 streamers that we've just been watching is there's not really much variety. It's all the same. This guy's all the same game, and the first guy was all the same game. Yeah. I'd love to have seen just maybe one other game in one of these clips, but other than that, I like him.
Dead by Daylight is a good game. I mean, there's certain games that are like just fun to watch.
Yeah,
like that's why Hearthstone streamer is still good, and it's just like, I like a lot of learning and strategy, and like as long as the Hearthstone like streamer is teaching, that's kind of an educational stream. Dead by Daylight is just. It's always kind of interesting to watch. It's like, oh my god, how are you gonna do it? Can you get it? Oh, you didn't see it. Why didn't you see that? I'm like, oh my god, you got it.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting game to watch someone sort of narrate as well, I think. So,
definitely.
I think it's time for the hammer to fall, Corion. So, out of those 3 streamers that we've just watched, which one would you sub to? Which one would you follow? And which one would you dip?
I would sub to the. I would say if I have those choices, I would sub to our Hearthstone streamer. I would follow the Dead by Daylight, and I would dip on Mr. Rage.
This middle guy. Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah. What about you, Hippo?
He just doesn't jive with me.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a feeling of
it's like I couldn't quite place it. It's just I would bye.
Okay, what about you, Hippo?
I'm different.
Yeah?
I would sub the first guy. I really enjoyed the vibe. I like the fact that he seemed genuinely enthusiastic. I love old school memes. He seems very communicative and thoughtful about what he's doing. I like that.
This is the first one, yeah?
Yeah, first guy, yeah.
Yeah.
I would follow guy number 2.
Yeah.
Mainly because he's got more energy than the third one.
Right.
The third one is very down-toned and down this but this is obviously going by what we see, and by Dead by Daylight is never a great example for judging a stream because again you're hyper-focused.
It's skill-based. It's a very skill-based game.
Whereas at least with the second guy, even though he had the occasional negative vibe and stuff like that, overall he has more energy and just seems more interactive with his chat and stuff like that. They seem to have a thing going within jokes and all that kind of stuff. And there's obviously a community there that's worth
he definitely
investigating.
seems, if you vibe well with him, you would do well with him. It's just I didn't.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I said I can get that negativity vibe and stuff like that. That's right. It seems that it's caused bias from the first clip to the second clip and third clip. You know, which is what you guys admitted to seeing. You know, whereas I try not to see that in everything. And in clip 2 and 3, you know, it's clip 2. He's all about, you know, having a laugh and going to do some crazy wild things and stuff like that. If we get to the goals, all this kind of stuff, and I've done the crazy wild stuff for the goals. You know, I've been there and I've enjoyed it. He has smiles on his face. He's talking, he's doing fart jokes and sharing his experiences and having a laugh and talking about things. And I like that.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm happy to give him at least a follow to see where it would go.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
But the third guy was, like I said, hyper focused, doing this, very one tone only. And I just nah.
But I think I would follow the third guy only because of Dead by Daylight. Like, if he was like that on other games, I think I would dip.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, you know, Dead by Daylight is a unique game, and so
yeah. Oops.
If he maintained that energy level on other games,
that's very interesting, actually. Because it's not very often that all three of us don't agree. I would sub to the third guy. Honestly, I found his chat really engaging. I love the fact that he was asking follow-up questions. Like even while he was playing Dead by Daylight, which we've all kind of agreed is quite
hard.
Quite a focus-intensive game. You know, someone was clearly talking to him about something. He was asking follow-up questions and clearly seemed interested.
He did it during a generator. That was impressive.
Exactly. That is exactly what I look for on Twitch. I'm not quite so interested in the game if I can have a meaningful and interesting conversation with the streamer, and I feel like I would get that from this streamer. So he, like, quite easily, to be honest, gets my sub. I'd give the follow to the first guy. He seemed like a lot more chilled out, but it looked like the kind of stream that I'd enjoy having on in the background for sure. He seems like a really nice bloke, and therefore, yeah, the dip would go to the second guy. I definitely see what you mean, Hippo, about maybe the first clip slightly
tainted the experience.
Yeah, slightly tainted the experience.
And nobody likes a taint.
But I did get a little bit of a negative vibe from sort of the his interactions, and I don't think I could have put up with the green screen like spazzing out like that all the time.
Yeah,
I found that really distracting.
Yeah, like that clip right there, he's just kind of chilling. It's fine.
Yeah,
he's just.
That's a very comfortable, chill position as well, isn't it? I mean, if I did that, I'd break my chair.
I mean, I'm just sort of replaying it without the audio. You can like quite clearly see like the green screen's really set up.
The green screen's atrocious.
It looks horrible, and I don't think.
But look at the smile on his face and the enjoyment he's having.
That's obviously with him like full screen. If he's going to be overlaid on top of the game, it's going to be quite annoying, I think.
Yes, but he seems to do the only reason he seems to be doing the green screen is so that he can have his branding behind him. Because you can see even in that game, even though he's using the green screen, he's using it for his branding in the background and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's probably a wrap for the show. So thank you very much, Corion, for being a guest.
You didn't enjoy my 3 delightful clips.
Yeah, we only play one of the sub games. That's what the flip of the coin was for.
Ah.
So maybe another time. Did you enjoy it?
Oh yes.
Yeah, it was really good fun. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Hippo, as always, for being an amazing co-host.
Happy to help, man. Happy to help.
We will be back in November. Exactly when in November, we don't quite know yet, but there will be an announcement quite soon, probably within the next week or so, I would imagine. As to who the next guest is.
Everyone with nut allergies will be safe. It is no nut November.
Mm-hmm. For some people.
Yeah, I always break that rule.
Yeah. But if you would like sort of updates as to when this is when they go up on YouTube, because we do I edit them down for YouTube. Who our next guest is going to be, sort of when we make an announcement, who it's going to be, when it's going to be, what the topic's going to be, all that kind of thing. Then definitely join the Discord. you can go into the help channel, and there's a reaction role where you can get updates on whenever anything Chattisfying happens. It's a lot of fun, honestly, doing this podcast. I really, really enjoy it. I hope you guys do too, and hopefully you guys get some value out of some of the things that we're trying to sort of say, and sort of, I suppose, the sort of advice that we're sort of there or thereabouts trying to provide. Because I mean, Hippo and I have been doing this for ages, and I know that obviously quite a lot of our guests have as well. I know that Corion, like you mentioned earlier, you've been doing it for probably even longer than we have, by the sounds of it. So your experience is very much appreciated. So we're going to pop off. Hopefully we'll see you guys later. But until then, don't forget to follow the 3 people that you now see on screen. We all stream. And I can't speak for myself, but Hippo and Corion are amazing. So definitely at least follow those 2.
Yeah, Korai's definitely
That's
amazing.
funny.
And
Yeah, Mellar's all right as well.
cheeky.
Hippo will make you laugh. He will make you
So,
smile.
Let's
Or super
It'll
horny,
make
one
you-
or the other, really.
He'll make you question yourself in the dark of night.
so we'll say goodbye then. So bye. Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
Chattisfied.